not too long ago, I saw my therapist for a couple reasons. One, I wanted to tell him about all the cool stuff that was happening and the insights I was having as I was learning to get out of my head and start to listen to my body and trust from that place. But I also went there because I felt off. And of course, he went for what was off, and he asked me, Ben, how's the social life going? How's the dating life going? And I got heavy. I sunk deep into that couch, and all the energy just drained out of me. And I said, Gary, I hate that. I hate this conversation. I don't like it. Because the dating world, or the social world is just, it's not a comfortable place for me. Like, I know I need it and I'm energized by it, but it's out of my comfort zone. It's easier to just live my life solo. And he said, Ben, it's cool what's happening to you. Like, you're getting more acquainted to that part of yourself that you haven't been able to, in your life. He goes, but you can't stay centered in yourself all alone. Like, you need other people. And so I left session that day feeling heavy and off. And I went, that night I went to bed, and then I had a dream. And in the dream, I was in the dentist office, and the dentist and the hygienist they were attending to me in the chair, and then he left with the promise of returning. Well, of course, after an hour, he didn't show up, and I became angry and panicky, and I got up out of the chair, and I started wandering around the dentist office in search of him. And there were all these people around that weren't even associated with the dental office, and they were focused on other things, and they didn't notice me, and I didn't reach out to them for help. And I found a hygienist eventually, but she was no help to me, so I kept wandering. But the more I wandered, the angrier and more panicked I became. And I kept going. I went outside the building. There was people everywhere and no help. I couldn't find the dentist. And eventually I woke up from the dream. And immediately I realized what it was. It was all about my loneliness, this need for connection. But it was interesting because all these insights were happening about myself and my life, and I realized, like, oh, this loneliness has been there since I was a kid. I mean, it's there because I'm human. But the loneliness is like, it's a hunger, it's a signal, right? Like, it's telling me I need connection, and just like with hunger, there's not one meal that's just gonna like satisfy me for the rest of my life. Like, just like there's not gonna be a person that's gonna satisfy me and just curb that loneliness for the rest of my life. But that loneliness is telling me, like, hey, you need connection. But I realized that I've lived in fear of it. I resisted it. And the more I would do that, it would create anxiety or depression or even OCD. And it just got worse until I listened to that feeling and honored it. And in that moment, it was really cool because I started to not fear that emotion, that ache, that pain, but realized, like, it was there to help me, to tell me that there's a need there, a need to connect, a need for relationship. So anyway, that was pretty cool. Bye-bye.